When you're doing a fast, when God has put you on a fast, you have to be very, very careful and very mindful, very aware, because a lot of obstacles and a lot of temptations and a lot of distractions will come your way and encircle you. And all these distractions are put on your path deliberately to get you out of that fast, to get you to break that fast, to get you to break the vow that you have made between you and God, because the enemy knows that this fast that you are in, and God has put you on this fast, it knows that it's going to break you free from something very, very important, or it's going to give you a very, very important revelation, or it's going to give you it's going to prepare you for a very, very important mission, or it's going to free you from a demon or a spirit or something like that. You see, when God puts you on a fast, and I'm not talking about a fast that you dedicate to God, maybe a 24-hour fast just of the kindness of your heart. I'm not talking about a fast like that, although these ones are good too. I'm talking about a specific fast that God has specifically put you on. And it could be a 1-day water fast, it could be a 3-day water fast, it could be a 7-day juice fast, it could be a 21-day Daniel fast, which is water and vegetables, it could be a 40-day water fast, depending on the fast that God has put you on. When God specifically puts you on a specific fast, your job is to obey that and make sure you do everything that you can possibly do and stand firm and do everything that you can possibly do to get through that fast. Don't break your fast. Don't give in to the temptation. Don't give in to the distractions. Because those temptations and distractions are put on your fast deliberately to get you to break that fast, because that fast is what will break the enemy from you. When God has you on a specific fast, and it's a specific fast, and you start your fast, God knows that this specific fast is needed for something. It can break you free from a financial poverty maybe that you're going through, depending on your situation. I don't know your situation, but God knows your situation. And if God is telling you to do a specific fast, He knows that that specific fast is to deal with that specific problem you're going through. It could be a financial problem that you're going through. It could be a health problem that you're going through. It could be God is having you to fast for another family member or a loved one or a friend. It could be that God has you fasting to break away a bad habit. It could be an alcohol addiction, a drug addiction, a food addiction, and so on. God could have you fasting to break away anger. It could be a spirit of anger. It could be a spirit of sexual immorality. It could be a spirit and demon. I say them interchangeably. I mean the same thing. It could be a demon of a lust. It could be unfaithfulness. And there are certain things that will only break off of you through fasting and prayer. Some things, you take it to God through prayer, and some things you need to just pray once and it's gone. God hears you and He deals with it, or He helps you to deal with it. Other things you have to take it to God again and again and again and again, and that's fine. There are multiple times in the Bible where people pray to God again and again and again and again until God finally grants them their request. And so there are some things that will leave your life or will manifest in your life through prayer alone, and that's all good. But there are other things that require prayer and fasting together. When you combine prayer and fasting together, I don't know how to explain it, but it becomes this powerful key or tool, and it just breaks things off you. Or it could be something like maybe you're dealing with the financial poverty, and it's been happening for a long time. It just breaks that off you. If God is guiding you to that, don't say to yourself, okay, I'm going to do a 40-day water fast and I'm going to break off this poverty. I'm going to break this poverty off me. No, it wasn't guided by God. God didn't tell you to do that. So you're leaning on your own understanding. And you have to be careful when you start leaning on your own understanding, because sometimes It could be your own understanding. It could be influenced by the enemy coming in to tell you, do that fast or do this fast. And it's not led by God. It's just not led by God. You see a lot of videos on YouTube, and all these people are doing these dangerous fasts, which are just not led by. And they say, God's told me to do this fast, or I dedicated this fast to God. God didn't tell you to dedicate that fast to him. God didn't tell you to do that fast. And you can see then they start to look very, very sick, very, very ill. There was this one woman who did, I think, 100 days or so. She did a water fast for 100 days. God didn't tell her to do a water fast for 100 days. God wouldn't tell you to do a water fast for 100 days. God doesn't want to kill you. He wants to set you free from the things that you're going through. So that's not from God. So you've got to be very, very careful to make sure that it is guided by God. So you have to be very, very sensitive to the Holy Spirit. Sit in prayer. Sit in prayer and tell God to reveal to you if there's, ask God to reveal to you. But usually when God wants you to do a fast, he will himself come to reveal it to you. Just sit in prayer and ask him, say, God, if this is really from you, confirm it. If it's from God, he will confirm it. And then you can ask him to confirm it again, or ask him to show you a sign or something. And God, if it's from God, he will confirm it. And if it's not from God, ask God, God, show me if this is from you. And he will confirm it again if it's not from him. And so don't just, off the top of your head, jump into any fast, or you receive this idea and so you say, oh, this must be from God, and jump into the fast. No, not every idea is from God. Just like not every opportunity is from God. Just like not every relationship sent your way is from God. Devil sends you things as well. Some people someone might need a job, and then this job opportunity comes to them, is presented to them. Don't think that every opportunity is from God. You have to take it to God, because the devil sends opportunities as well. Just like he can send a relationship opportunity, and you say, this is from God. No, maybe it's not from God. So you jump into that relationship, and you end up wasting 8 years in a narcissistic relationship or in an abusive relationship that you're just miserable, not happy. And they're using you. Not everything that comes your way is from God. Even if you are a godly person, not everything that comes your way is from God, especially if you're a godly person, because the devil now even more targets you to get you off of the track. So some of these videos that I see on social media, they say, 100-day water fast, and that's not from God. That's the devil is trying to kill you. Devil's trying to kill you. That's what that is. So you have to take it from God. You got to take it to God. You got to ask him to confirm it. Make sure it's from God. And when it's from God, he's going to help you through that fast. And some people, God might want some people to a 40-day water fast. This is a big one. This is quite extreme, and this is for specific cases only. It's not for everybody. Only how God is guiding you. And some people might find it really, 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 really hard to do a 40-day water fast. Ask God, is there some way we can go about this? God might say to you, as long as you get your 40 days and you can do 1-day water fast and then eat vegetables on the next day, and then another 1-day water fast and then eat vegetables on the next day, or 1-day water fast and then eat vegetables on the next day. And then by continuing in this manner, you get your 40 days in. You get your 40-day water fast in. They're not continuous, but it's 1, 1, 1, 1. 1 day it's water, then it's vegetables, then it's water, then it's vegetables. Guess what? You've got your 40-day water fast in, but you take it to God and you ask him if that's okay. And things will start to shift in your life. And you've got to be very, very careful that during these fasts, there's going to be so much opposition. There's going to be oppression. I remember I was in this one fast, and any attack that could have come to me came to me. The attacks were coming in from left, right, and center. This was the enemy trying to get me off of that fast, because he knew if I finished the fast, he's in trouble, and he knew that. And he knew that God had big things for me on the other side, and it's just any attack that was possible came to me during that fast, and it was temptation after temptation. So I needed to constantly be in prayer. It was sending Satan trying to get to me through people, especially through family members, those that have close access to you, those who can influence you or hurt you the most. whether it's to annoy you, or whether it's to say something silly, or whatever it was. He will try to come through people to get to you. And then there's temptations, and then there's irritation, and then there's anger, and then whatever your weaknesses are. See, my weakness was irritation, so he will come through people to irritate me. But your weakness could be anything from unfaithfulness. So during that fast, he may bring someone so attractive so you can start lusting over them and be unfaithful. Or your weakness could be alcohol, so through that fast, you know, influence someone to call you, hey, you want to go for a cocktail or a drink, or something like that, and they even want to pay for your drink. So how he comes to you to tempt you, when you're fasting, he's always going to tempt you with food. That's standard. But he will always come in with other things as well, depending on how big the fast is, how important the fast is. All fasts guided by God are important, but some are more important than others, I would say. Depending on how big the fast is, he will bring in other temptations in it as well. With me, it was irritation. With you, it could be alcohol, it could be this, it could be, you've got to be very, very careful of things like that. And if you know that you've got a party, a dinner party on a Saturday, a family dinner party on Saturday, don't start your fast on a Saturday. Do it on a Friday, do it on a Sunday. Because Satan's going to use that Saturday opportunity to get to you. And he will come through all sorts. He could bring an oppression on you where you just feel so drained. I remember I was feeling like a truck had just driven over me 100 times. And day after day, I would wake up and I would just feel like a truck I was beaten. It was almost like I was beaten up in my dream as I was sleeping. Like I was just like, trucks were driving over me. That's how I felt. My body was just I just felt so drained, so beaten up. But I know that was just to, you know, demons can affect you physically, is it through somebody, but they can also affect you spiritually, where you can't see anything, but you just feel this heaviness. And that's all to get you out of the vow that you have made with God. Don't get out of that vow with God. And I promise you, the harder the battle, because this is spiritual warfare. Fasting and prayer is a huge part of spiritual warfare. You're fighting spiritual battles, and that's why you feel beaten up. That's why I was waking up in the morning. I was feeling beaten up because I'm fighting spiritual battles. But guess what? I'm still standing. So guess what? The God who lives in me is stronger than he who is in this world. So God will always win. And this is why you need to stay close to God, and you need to make sure that your fast is guided by God, is initiated by God. And God will always stick by his plans. Always stick by God, stick to prayer, get in your Bible. Just don't give up on that fast. You can't give up on that fast. The harder the fast, the bigger your reward is on the other side of that fast. So just know when attack is coming after attack, after attack, after attack, and you just feel like giving up, and you're so drained, and everyone's irritating you, and everything's just going negative, and you can't make sense of anything, and then you start to doubt, and then you start to think, you know what, I can't even see how this is going to work out. I can't even see anything moving. I can't even see God's hand anywhere. Don't fall into that trap. Don't doubt what God has already told you. Because he's going to try and come and trick you. Satan's going to try and come and trick you like he tricked Eve in the Garden of Eden. You see, the very first temptation of mankind was with food. To eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And Satan didn't come at Eve and say, oh, here you go, just eat this. No, he came in with doubting. This is why I said, don't ever doubt what God has already told you. Satan came to Eve with doubting. Did God really tell you not to eat from that tree? As if he didn't know. He knows good and well God told Eve not to eat from that tree. Did God really tell you not to eat from that tree? You know, so now Eve starts to question, starts to doubt. Did God really tell me that? And after he gets you to question what God has already told you, then he comes in with the lie. When you eat from that tree, you will surely become like God, and you will know both good and evil. You will have knowledge. Then he comes in with a lie. No, you surely will not die when you eat from that tree. For God already told you when you eat from that tree, you're going to die spiritually. So if God has already told you about your fast, don't let the enemy come in during the fast and say, well, is God really working? What is this? Are you sure that this is what God told me? Well, am I doing the right thing? What is this really worth it? Don't get into that doubt, because it's a trick. It's a downward spiral. It will only take you down, down, down. And once you start to question the process, that's when he's going to come in with a lie. It could be a lie, anything from, that was in your own mind, God didn't really say that. Or it could be, anyway, you get the picture. But let me tell you about my attacks. So much spiritual attacks. The bigger, more extreme the attacks are, the bigger the reward is on the other side. So then Satan knows that I don't like it when people come to me and say, oh, you're so skinny. Oh, you look sick. Oh, and all of that. So on the same day, 2 people came. Have you lost weight? To get me now to start thinking, oh no, have I lost weight? Because I don't like it. And Satan will come to you at your weaknesses, I told you earlier. And then through the second person, have you lost weight? It doesn't look good. No, you look sick. It's on the edge of skinny and sick. It doesn't look good. And so to get me thinking, oh no, do I look sick? Is this fast really from God? Should I continue? Should I ask God if I can just eat so I can look healthy? It's all a part of the trick. Don't fall into that. And it will get you at your weakest points. It will get you at with the things that you don't like to hear, with your insecurities, with your weaknesses and things like that. And I remember after I was told the second time, that's sick. That's like on the edge of skinny and sick. I mean, why would you even say that to someone, first of all? That's like on the edge of skinny and sick. That's Satan playing his game. And then for a moment there, I almost started thinking, am I looking sick? It's Satan coming in with his doubt. Am I looking sick? Because if I start to question that, then he's going to come in with the lie. You're sick. So now I'm going to be like, oh, I've got to eat. And then I break my fast. The bigger the temptation, the bigger the oppression, the bigger the attack, the bigger your reward is on the other side. And the more you don't give in to these temptations, the more Satan trembles. And so I almost started thinking, should I go in here? Am I looking sick? But then I thought to myself, nah, I'm not going to fall for that. Even if I am looking skinny and sick, I'm going to finish the fast and then I'm going to stuff my face with food, any food that I like, but I'm going to finish that fast. And so it was waking up feeling beaten up, so much heaviness, and then it was people coming to me with the things that I don't like to hear, with my weaknesses. So you're skinny, are you okay? You look sick, and things like that. Trying to annoy me through people, because irritation was it's another one of my weaknesses. A lot of negative mind chatter. So I had to really focus on Christ, really focus on Christ. Whether it's I'm listening to audio Bible, whether it's I'm reading the Bible, whether it's I'm in prayer, whether it's watching Christian things on YouTube or other videos like this, and so on and so forth. Focus on Christ, because Satan will try to come in to create all this negative mind chatter, and I just needed to keep my mind focused on Christ. This is all spiritual warfare. If you remember when Satan tempted, when Jesus fasted 40 days and 40 nights, and Satan tempted him, he tempted him 3 times. It was with bread, and then it was with to throw himself down off of the mountain, and then it was to bow down to him. It was temptation after temptation after temptation, and Jesus didn't give into any temptation. Don't think your temptation is just going to be one or two. There is going to be a line of them, and the bigger the reward on the other side, the longer the line of your temptations are going to be, the longer the line of your attacks are going to be. So I was feeling heavy, waking up, feeling beaten up. I needed to I knew I had to get up to make some videos, and I was like, if only I could just stay in bed. And it's like, no, I feel beaten up, but I'm going to get up and I'm going to make those videos, because that's where Satan wants me to be, in bed. Because then I could say to myself, oh, now I feel like I'm not good enough. I gave in. I should have made the videos. I've got nothing to share now on social media. I can't feed God's people. And so on and so forth, and then I'll start feeling negative about myself, and you slowly opening the door, and he's creeping in, coming in slowly. No, so I get up from that bed, and then it was all these attacks through people, or negative mind chatter, or doubting was a huge one. Am I really doing the right thing? I can't see anything moving. But listen, even if you can't see anything moving, it doesn't mean God is not moving. God is moving. If he brought you to that fast, he's going to bring you through that fast. And the reason he brought you to that fast is because there's a reward on the other side of that fast. Satan's goal during the fast, don't doubt God. Start questioning why Satan is so persistent in getting you to stop. Because there's something big coming. See, far too many people in prayer, they start to get so angry with God. Why is God making me go through this? Why is this not working? I can't even see how this is working. I can't see God working. I can't see anything happening. And they see it from that perspective. No, stop being angry and negative with God, and start questioning why Satan is attacking you so much in this specific fast. Because there is something huge God is working in your life in this specific fast. And then also pray for revelation. Ask God, give me a sign, give me a verse, give me something, give me anything, so I know that that can comfort me, that I know that I'm on the right track. Just give me something, and God will give you something. God will give you something. He gave me verses during that fast. One of them was, stand firm and God will fight for you. I'm paraphrasing now. I can't remember which verse that is. Stand firm and know that God is fighting for you. And it's like, that was a good confirmation. So I know God is fighting for me, and I know that I just need to be still. And I'm only going to move when I'm guided to move, and I'm going to be still when I'm guided to be still. Because God also gave me the verse where in the Old Testament, the cloud on the top of the tabernacle, it was cloud by day and fire by night. And whenever the cloud would sit above the tabernacle, this means that God's people needed to sit still and just rest. And whenever the cloud would lift up and start moving, God's people needed to collect their tents and start following God. And this one was also given to me as well. So I know God is telling me that don't take any action unless I'm guiding you. That was a very, very, very important fast. Don't take any action unless I'm guiding you. And if I'm guiding you to take action, take it, and don't stay sitting in that tent. You see, I woke up and I was feeling beaten up, and I knew God's guiding me. You have to make these videos. So that's all the guidance I need. And so with that being said, just stick to your fast. Don't give in. The harder it is, the bigger the reward is on the other side. And you have to know that, and you've got to stick with it. Fasting and prayer combined is a powerful tool that moves things on the physical realm and the spiritual realm. And we have to follow the examples of Jesus. Jesus was always fasting. Moses was fasting. Elijah and Elisha were fasting. Daniel was fasting. David was fasting. All the God's disciples were fasting. All these big names, they were all fasting. Why? There's a reason. There's power in fasting. It's a powerful key. But keep in mind, fasting alone without prayer is not fasting. It is a diet. You need fasting and prayer together. Fasting and prayer together. So with that being said, if you don't already know, my book is published on Amazon. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Who is God? And you can get that from Amazon paperback and Kindle. If you want us to pray over you, send us your prayer requests using the information below, and the link to the book is also below. And so until next time, God bless you, and may the peace of our Lord Jesus Christ be with you.